Good morning, good morning. We've slept the whole night through. Good morning to you. It's Tuesday. Look, my baby scratched me on the nose with her fingernails. Slice. Not pleasant. And now I have this big gaping scar on my nose. So having some baby's nails gets so sharp. Shing. Like Wolverine. All right, it's Tuesday. If you have the revised lesson plan that I sent out Monday morning, you know that you are reviewing in religion today. Your chapter 15 packet is being reviewed all today. And when we meet today at 10 o'clock, I will give a review too, just so that you're ready for the test on chapter 15 tomorrow. In ELA, we have that new comprehension page. I attached it to Tuesday because Tuesday is really easy. It's just your practice spelling test and then that comprehension page because we are having another comprehension test this week. I had to remind some people yesterday that I don't know where you attached them, but I was still missing a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comprehension tests yesterday. So I don't know where they were because I looked all over the place and I was trying to figure out if you tried to attach them to LMS and they didn't attach, or you attached them to a different place on LMS. But just try and make sure if you go onto the MLS, scroll down, you can see everyone's attachment. You can make sure that your attachment is there, please. And with math as well. The math test from Friday, it was like blank, 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 blank. Please just go and make sure your math test is there. I know a couple of you were attaching to the class wall too, and I had to put, please do not attach to the class wall. Please find the assignment, and if you can't find the assignment, then dojo me and I will tell you how to find the assignment so that you can put it in the assignment bin, because if I'm having to go and look all over the LMS trying to find your stuff, it takes so long for me to grade, and I end up staying up super, super late when my family needs me at night and trying to grade stuff or trying to find stuff when it's not in the right place. So I understand LMS is tricky and sometimes stuff doesn't upload and sometimes stuff doesn't work, or sometimes you can't find the assignment that you need to attach to. That's why I'm a dojo away. Dojo me, I'll help you get it where it needs to be, so that it's easy for me when I go in and I can just grade each of yours, because it's so much harder than grading in person because I have to find your account and then I have to pull up each one of your assignments and wait for it to load, and then I have to scan through the screen and then close all that and then open up, find the next student and find their assignment and then click in there, and it takes so long. So it's nice if it's in the right place. Alrighty. Today is a social studies day. We're learning about the government, our state constitution and our national constitution. And what is the Constitution? So you're going to take your notes today, and you're actually going to be taking your notes in science and social studies all week. And then on Friday, what we're going to do is you're going to have both of your books, your science notes and your social studies notes. And we're going to meet on Friday at 10 o'clock where we normally wouldn't meet because of testing. And we're going to meet at 10 o'clock and we're going to go over your notes and we're just going to talk about it a little bit in conversation, because yes, science and social studies are not essential subjects while we're virtually learning. What's way more important is learning your math and your ELA. But I still want you to at least take the notes and hear about it or write about it a little bit, and we can talk about it a little bit. So that way you're not going to lose all this information, because when you go into fourth grade, she has all different stuff to teach you. And I don't want you to learning about our Constitution and the Bill of Rights and animal adaptations and types of animals is very important. So I want you to still hear about that and do some note taking on it, but we don't want to totally lose it. So we're going to discuss it in a Zoom meeting at 10 o'clock on Friday. Once all your notes are done, we'll go through the books and we will look through your notes and talk about your notes and just have it a little bit of discussion to put it deeper into your brain so that you don't lose it all before fourth. Today we're in chapter 12, lesson 10 on page 404, talking about unit cost. And when I met with my 2 o'clock meeting yesterday, and guys, I would encourage a whole lot more of you to meet with the 2 o'clock meeting. I know it's hard to sometimes meet twice a day, but the 2 o'clock meeting is a super, super great way, even if you're totally understanding, to get together and to be together as a class, to do some challenge questions, to do some extra practice together so that it's here in your brain, okay? If you're getting hundreds on every test, wonderful. But also remember, our time in that extra help meeting is not just for math. If you're having questions on religion, or if you're having questions on ELA, that is a great time too. Normally we just don't have questions in ELA because it's easy and we just have to read through it and comprehend it. But if you do have a question on ELA or spelling or vocabulary or religion, you can meet at that 2 o'clock time too and ask that question. I graded the comprehension questions I had yesterday, and I was able to grade the ones that were turned in, and for the most part, they were good. I was happy, but there are some that need to look at their grades, and guys, you need to reflect. You have an open book and open notes for these tests, and you're still missing. Some of you are missing a couple. We need to reflect on that choice, because when you get to 4th grade, I can guarantee you that book and that open book will possibly, most likely, go away. So it's all going to be here. So if you're relying and you're not even using your book now, guys, text evidence. There should be no reason that you should be missing some, because you have the answers right in front of you. Have them all in your notes, or you have them all in the book, and you can use process of elimination to remove the silly answers or get it down to at least 1 or 2. And I can understand maybe missing 1 or 2, guys, but when we're missing 3, 4, 5, 6, we need to reflect, because we're doing something wrong, right? If we have the open book in front of us and we're getting 6 wrong, that's where we need to say, ugh, what am I doing? What am I not doing? Was I rushing through it? Or was I taking the time to go back and read, find my text evidence, find my proof? A lot of you sent me pictures of your test, and I should have seen, like when I was in class, we talked about the strategy of crossing out that silly answer, the one that doesn't make sense. There's always one of them, right? Where it says, name a color of the rainbow. And if it says chartreuse is not a color of the rainbow. I could have taken that and crossed it out because it's a silly answer, right? There's always a silly answer that doesn't make sense, and you can remove it and then look at the possibilities. Okay, so take your time when you're taking a test, please. You have access to things in front of you. You have access to books. You have access to YouTube videos. You have access to notes. Use those things. It's not worth losing that 10, 20, 30, 40 points. Okay, take your time. All right, unit cost, page 404. This is a whole lot like the of lesson that we taught before, so I'm not going to take too long today because it's pretty much just a repeat. If you look, you're doing them all today, I believe. Yes, you're doing them all. And it's just like the of. So if I look at number 1, you see a picture of bananas. 3, 4, 5, 6 bananas, and it tells me that they are 90 cents. Well, what do? Well, I know that I have a fraction, right? Because I want a part of that 90 cents. I want to know how much 1 banana is. So that would be 1 of 6, right? That's my group. A banana is 1 out of 6. And what was the cost of all 6? Cost of all 6 was 90 cents. So now I have to treat it like a long division. And I did this with the 2 o'clock group yesterday. So you guys get a step ahead. We create the box. Christian had a good idea yesterday. He said it's like a garage. And you have the big car goes in the garage, or the expensive car goes in the garage, right? And then you have your cheap car, the $6 car, goes outside of the garage and sits out in the driveway in the rain. and under the oak tree and gets tons of pollen on it. In long division, we ask ourselves each step at a time, and we start in the highest place value first, and we say, can 6 go into 9? Yes, it can. It can go 1 time. So I write my 1, and it can reach the 6, but it didn't reach the 9. How many steps away was I from getting to 9? I was 6, 7, 8, 9. I was 3 steps away from getting to the 9. It fit in 1 time with 3 jumps left over. And then I asked myself, can 6 go into 3? No, 3 is too small. So I have to drop down the next place value, which is a 0. And I say, can 6 now go into 30? Yes, let's count by 6s. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. 6 went in 5 times. Did I have any extras? Nope. 6 went in evenly 5 times. So then what, remember I have to multiply by my numerator. Well, lucky for us, our numerator this time is just 1. So my answer is 15. How much is one of those bananas? One of those bananas is 15 cents. This is just extra long division. So then if you're looking through numbers 3 through 14, that's exactly what we were doing before. And luckily for us, all of the numerators are 1. So you really don't need to, you can skip this step because all of our numerators are 1. So we're lucky. I am going to look at number 17 though, so that you can see that example. Number 17 says we have an 8-ounce jar of jelly that's on sale for 80 cents. Then I have a 6-ounce jar of jelly and it's on sale for 66 cents. Which jar of jelly is the better buy? Well, in order to do that, I have to see how much they're charging per 1 ounce. So I have to break these apart. Kind of like the bananas where there was 6 bananas. Well, now there's 8 ounces and now there's 6 ounces. I have to divide them and break them down now just into 1 ounce. So this looks like this. 1/8 of 80 and 1/6 of 66. And then I have to see which one is cheaper, which is the better buy. Do I want to buy the more expensive one or do I want to buy the cheaper one? I want to buy the cheaper one. So let's figure it out. I'm going to change my pen. If I have 1/8 of 80, that means I have to, what? Do a division. The big number goes inside the garage and the denominator goes outside of the garage. We say 8 goes into 80. Well, if you know your tens facts, you automatically got it. 8 times 10 is 80. So 1 ounce of this jelly was 10 cents. Now over here, I have my box. I put my big expensive car in the garage and I put my cheap car out on the driveway. And I say 6 goes into 66. Well, if I know my facts, I know that 6 times 11 is 66. So the 1 ounce of this jelly was 11 cents. Well, do I want to pay 10 cents an ounce or do I want to pay 11 cents an ounce? Which one was cheaper? Bing, bing. The 8-ounce jar was cheaper. Yes, it was more, but it was also cheaper. And if you're going through the store, which you can't really right now because of COVID, but mom and dad go through the store a lot, and I can tell you that we look at this a lot. I was telling the 2 o'clock class yesterday, this is something that you will use your entire life. I used it the example when I'm buying cranberry juice, and I have to compare how many ounces the Publix brand is and how many ounces the Ocean Spray cranberry juice is, and I have to see which one is cheaper. Do I want to buy the expensive Ocean Spray Or do I want to buy the cheaper Oats brand? I have to count those ounces and divide those ounces to see how much it is per ounce. You'll do it with a lot of stuff. And it's on the tag now. We have really nice grocery stores, especially at Publix. If you go and you look at the price tag, they'll sometimes break it down for you so you don't have to do the math in your head. And they'll say it's this much per ounce. And then you can look and you can see. It's usually always cheaper to buy the bigger item because they discount it. Like for instance, I used an example of apple juice yesterday. My daughter loves apple juice, and the smaller container of apple juice is cheaper, but this bigger container is a whole lot cheaper because there's more of it. And when I multiplied the ounces and I broke down the ounces, it was actually almost half than buying in the smaller jug. Less expensive to buy bigger. Okay. All right, so I do want you to try the challenge question as well, number 19, 20, and 21. Please try that. And if you want to join us for the 2 o'clock, you are more than welcome. I'm going to stop my sharing here. Hold on. Put my face nice and big back on the screen so you can see my poor little nose is cut. Okay. Anything else today? I think it'd be all good. I'm gonna try and hopefully get to your math and your Egypt project. That's easy. I'll definitely get to that today. Definitely get to the Egypt project. Hopefully get through grading all of your math. Okay. Alrighty, I hope you have a fantastic Tuesday, and I will see you at 10 and 2. Peace out. A-Town.